Hello, it's Kate here, mynaturalhappiness.com, helping you go from hamster wheel to happiness. I hope you are well. I was just thinking about my days in the corporate environment and how easy it was to become stressed and easy it was to get caught up in the day-to-day. I must do this, I must do that, I must do this, I must do that, and feel the hamster wheel, my strap line, if you will, is taking people from hamster wheel to happiness. And that constant, like, I must. And yet still getting to the end of the week and feeling as if you've achieved nothing. And my heart goes out to you if you're in that position. It's really hard and it's really difficult and it's just exhausting. It's just exhausting. And it really makes my heart break that people in this day and age, in this society, feel they have to be in that mode the whole time, because it is just exhausting. And it is, constant restructures and downsizing and, you're ending up doing work for so many more people. I was watching an old film and they showed the inside of a bank or something, and there were sort of like, 20 people doing what one person would be doing these days. And I was like, no wonder everyone's so stressed. No wonder everyone is so tired. And so my heart, if that's where you're at, my heart goes out to you. It really does. So give me a big hug because it really... when I see clients come to me who are in that position and who just don't feel they have time to do anything because they're so busy doing everything for everyone else, and in that mode, it's really hard. It's really hard because that's where they're at when they first come to me. And it's really hard. And I may cry because I think about a couple of people that have gone from that into just freedom in their heart of knowing that, they've broken free from that system, and it's amazing. And it's amazing. So I may get emotional, but it is amazing. And if you're looking for inspiration on that, just head to mynaturalhappiness.com. There's a few video testimonials of people that I've worked with, and just have a look, because it is really inspiring if that's where you're at the moment. Well, what I wanted to talk to you about is going back, to that overwhelm, and going back to that being in a position where you are on that hamster wheel all the time. One of the things I talk to my clients about is time management and blocking out time. And it's something that is very, very, very difficult to do, because we always feel like we've got to keep going to the next thing, and we don't necessarily stop at the start of every day and think about what we're doing that day and where we're going and what our priorities are for that day. And those priorities could be something different. I always remember somebody saying to me that his priority on his day one day was to get to his kids' Christmas play on time, and that was the priority, and everything else went by the wayside. And so sometimes it's personal things that we're looking for priorities, and sometimes it is work things we're looking at priorities. So what I encourage you to do is start having a look at your week and seeing if you can block out blocks of time for certain activities. So rather than being always in the mode of, doing. Okay, so, it's a certain amount of time client work, it's a certain amount of time study, is a certain amount of time reaching out to friends, is there some, one day a week that's always the gym. It's difficult because when I do this with individual clients, we obviously go very specific into where they're at and what they're doing. But just go back to being a kid and going back to being when you were mapping out your study timetable, and see if you can block out your week accordingly. because it really does make a difference to how much you get done. Because when you've got dedicated time in the diary for each and every task, you get it done, you get it done, you get it done, you get it done. And it's old school, but one of the things I do every single day of my working life is I print out a to-do list and I write down what I need to do, and I have a daily one and a weekly one, and then I will simply say A1, put them A, B, 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 C, C, C in terms of priority, and then A1, A2, A3, A4. And I just do one thing at a time until it's done. It's a simple old school technique, and it's so easy to be distracted by you're in the middle of this and then somebody says this and somebody says that and somebody does this and somebody says that. Is literally focus on getting one thing at a time and it's till it's done. And it's amazing because you are so much more focused on getting that one thing done. Because if you are anything like me, having a list like this, it's old school, but when I tick things off, it's like, yay, I've achieved something. It's just silly, but it's old school and it works. So if you are in that constant, just take a few minutes. I guess the synopsis of this is take a few minutes at the start of every day to think about what you want to achieve and make everything you do first a priority for that. And then go through, write a to-do list, and it takes me 5 minutes a day to do that. But as a result of doing this, I get more done in less time, and it's amazing. So it's just something that I work with. And some of the things I work with are very woo-woo and very bringing the spirituality in and listening. And actually one of the things that I did was intuitively focused on what do you guys need to hear about today. And this came up. So I hope it's resonating with you. And some things that I teach and coach people on is doing one thing at a time till it's done. Simple techniques. So that's my little message for the day for you guys that just came through that I need to pass on to people. As a side, it's 7 minutes and 25. I was making it a mission to get this into 5 minutes so that you could easily focus on this. So I'm going to go over my own time then. I have been invited to speak in Avebury on the 2nd of December, 2:30 till 5, and to help people to really speak about natural stress management techniques. It's very short notice, and so I am reaching out and saying, is anybody interested in joining me? Would anybody like to come? Because what I don't want to do is speak to an empty room. It's 10 days notice, which is a bit mad. And it's really a case of just, talking about natural stress management techniques, doing some meditation work, and I will also be talking about the Seeds of Change program, which is the year-long program that I run to help people get from hamster wheel to happiness, and just really spend a bit of time for ourselves in Avebury, which is a village, for those who don't know, a village inside a stone circle, and it's an amazing place. The place I've been invited to speak at is above an amazing crystal shop and amazing new agey, amazing books and cards, and it's fabulous. So it would be wonderful if you could join me, but I'm just putting it out there because what I'm not sure at the moment is whether 10 days notice is a bit too short notice. It'll be, if I do run it, so if you are interested, please send me a message on the 2nd of December, 2:30 till 5 in Avebury. What I'm planning on doing is doing just a donation, so whatever you want to bring, you can bring. It's not something that I'm going to charge huge amounts of money for or anything, because it's my way of giving back and my way of serving people. So if that's speaking to you, please let me know, and if you can make it, please let me know, and then I'll confirm when I know how many people it is, because like I said, I don't necessarily want to be speaking to an empty room. So yes, here's your blog post for the week, for Wednesday. I hope it speaks to you. I hope it helps somewhere along the way. And I hope you have the most amazing and magical, magical, magical day. With so much love. Kate, mynaturalhappiness.com, helping you go from hamster to happiness. Have an amazing day. Lots of love. Take care. Bye for now.